colleague interest in
your
journey. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Speaker.
Ian McKelvie.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. There's one sure thing in life: you always get caught out in the end. Because I'd spent a whole lot of time in the early days of this bill telling Stephen Browning what a wonderful bill he'd designed and how great a job he'd done to bring it to the House. And I get stood up by the ex-minister, Nathan Guy, and told him it was the dog of a bill. and probably it was. Because fortunately the last speaker backed me up to some extent, but I do apologise to Stephen for leading him astray if he's in the House, because it did take a little bit of getting into shape. And I also want to acknowledge the previous, or Gareth Hughes, who got this bill through the House after Stephen left. And like him, I have a bit of interesting time with bacon too, because whilst I'm not a vegetarian, I don't like shiny meat, and many will know the reasons for that, because actually shiny meat's got a whole lot of additives, so how can it be a pure product? It can't be. Anyway, that's a little beside the point as well. So I just want to make a couple of comments on this, and one of them related, I think, to discussions that many people in this House have had in the course of the progress that we made with the Geographical Indicators Bill, where this topic came up time after time. And interesting, the Chairman of New Zealand Pork is in the House as well tonight, and he would have been part of that very same discussion. So there's a lot of people in this House who have had a discussion on this issue. I think there was a will right throughout the House to try and make this sort of thing work. And so I want to congratulate the Select Committee on getting to where they got to with it, really, because I think they've done a great job of it. I want to congratulate the House on getting to that point too, during the discussion in the committee stage. So I think it's an excellently put together bill in the end. I also think that when you look at the international marketplace, almost everywhere you go in the world now, you'll see country of origin labelling, not used as Nathan Guy said, to mean it's any food safety or any better than anything else, but it's sold by country. And you'll go to a supermarket in the United States, for example, and meat is sold by the country it comes from, not necessarily by how good or bad it is, but it's our label, and you see that in Singapore and right throughout Asia as well. So it's becoming very prevalent. And I also think that we're going to see this bill being the forerunner to many other many alterations to this in the future, and enhancing of this type of labelling, and that's because the consumers want to know about it. And the last point I wanted to make, and it did relate to the Geographical Indicators Bill, is that there was a lot of talk about the fact that this could be used as a trade barrier. There was never an intention of that to happen, and I don't think there's any danger of that happening either. And I think it's purely information, really, and it gives people information about where their food comes from, and that gives them comfort to continue down the path and use that. So, Madam Speaker, that's pretty much all I want to contribute to the third reading of this bill. Congratulate all those who are associated with it, and I think it's quite exciting that it's got through the House. So, thank you.
I call Mark Patterson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.